Hi, this is James Canada. The class is History, Sports, Media. This is assignment one, and the scandal I chose was Brandon Davies dismissal right before the NCAA basketball tournament. Brigham Young University, or BYU, dismissed Brandon Davies for violating the school's honor code. The story of Brandon Davies dismissal. BYU's honor code. BYU's honor code is abstain from alcohol, tobacco, coffee, and drugs, gambling, pornography, and homosexual behavior, and use clean language, live a chaste and virtuous life, and most of all, be honest. What Davies committed was not to live a chaste and virtuous life. And what was his punishment? During the 2011 season, he was suspended before March Madness and for the rest of the school year, and later got dismissed from BYU. How the story broke and evolved. Brandon Davies disobeying BYU's honor code by having premarital sex with his girlfriend. He was caught, and then he gave himself up in the honor office at BYU after being confronted with a series of questions. How it was covered in social media. A whole bunch of social media sites covered this story, such as Twitter, Facebook, CNN, ESPN, even the New York Post. And I'm sure there's a bunch more, but these are just a few I chose. And basically, they all put the story out there telling everybody in the world what Davies committed and basically how he was punished and what are they going to do to pursue if he's going to stay with BYU or get dismissed. And in the case, he basically got dismissed in the 2011 year, of course. Social media significance. BYU's race in March Madness without forward Brandon Davies. Now, coming from an NCAA fan, I'm a Gators fan, obviously. Brandon Davies was probably the best player on the team, I would say. And without him, that put a big dent in the team's front five. With him averaging at least between 11 to 21 points a game and 6 rebounds a game with 2 assists. So he put a big impact in the game, and without him, he would go nowhere. Well, not he would go nowhere. The team would go nowhere in March Madness. What players and fans had to say about Brandon Davies? Well, basically, all the students at BYU, well, not all of them, some of them were on Davies' side, basically saying that don't sweat at Davies, we'll see you next year on the court. And others were saying that, well, that's how you know that the school's honor code was more than just a piece of paper. And what the NBA players had to say, the two players made statements about this. One was Stoudemire, Amir Stoudemire from the New York Knicks, and one was Carmelo Anthony when he was on the Denver Nuggets at the time. And they both said that, well, Stoudemire said that the school code is basically crap, and then they kicked out a black brother, he would say, from getting an education and doing what he loves most, basically playing basketball. And what Carmelo Anthony says that he actually agreed to the school honor code, saying that if you sign an honor code, it's more than a piece of paper. You have to go by the standards of the school. And some head coaches, some of their names didn't want to be listed because they didn't want to be affiliated with this problem. They also said that they were agreeing with Carmelo Anthony, saying that is more than just a piece of paper, and then students should upheld the school's honor code. Now, to backtrack, BYU's race in March Madness, just for a fact, they lost to New Mexico, and obviously because Brandon Davies wasn't there. And their race to an NCAA championship is going to be, well, at that time was insignificant because they dismissed Brandon Davies, who was a sophomore at the time. And now I think he's on the 76ers now. I think the 76ers picked him up, and I'm not pretty sure if he's starting because I'm not a big NBA fan, but that was the significance of him being left out of BYU. And that's pretty much my presentation. Thank you and enjoy.